Hello and welcome to Friday's second edition of Cracking the Cryptic. I did a crossword video earlier on where those of you who are familiar with our Fridays of late will find it of no surprise that I'm going to attempt the new rat run number 17 from Marty Sears. It's called Trapdoors, and we're continuing to investigate the adventures of Finkz the rat as she makes her way towards the 17th cupcake of what is undoubtedly the most popular and greatest Sudoku series that there has ever been. This is an extraordinary sequence. I was looking before I turned on the webcam at Logic Masters Germany, and the comments on these puzzles now. Whenever Marty releases a new one, it's sort of pages of comments from people who are just so in love with this series of puzzles. I love everything about them. This one has a brand new rule set, something to do with entropy and trapdoors and buttons. But anyway, I'll read you the rules in a moment or two's time. A couple of things to mention before we kick off. Firstly, there is that crossword video, beautiful puzzle today in the Times newspaper. So if you want to learn a bit more about how to do cryptic crosswords, definitely recommend that to you. Thanks to all those of you who actually included Marty, who joined us on our stream last night, where we continued our battle with Meme Rista's Katadoku Pillar. We didn't do too badly last night. I want to say we did 11 or 12 puzzles, which I think, I'm not sure whether that was a good result or not, but at least we didn't get too badly stuck on anything, and it's always so much fun for us to spend time live with you guys. So thank you very much if you joined us. We had fun. We hope you did too. What else shall I mention? Oh yes, last month's monthly reward for our competition on Patreon was the opportunity to make a Sudoku video with me. Well, I can now report that yesterday Maddy did join me and we did make a Sudoku video, and I think it's worked. So it will appear on the channel in the coming days. So huge thanks to Maddy for being such a good sport and doing that with me. Keep your eye on the channel if you want to see me solve with one of our viewers. And that's going to be the prize again for December's competition, which is ongoing at the moment. Cracking the Cryptic's attempt at a dating app themed Sudoku hunt. It's called Swipe Right. Hundreds of you already have solved all the puzzles. And I will just mention our Fog app as well. Why not, given that Marty has some puzzles in it? It is our most popular app that we've ever created. All our apps are full of handcrafted puzzles by the world's best constructors. And this app, Fog of War, it's the new Sudoku innovation. So many of you know and love it. Check it out. You might like it. Well, you will like it. That's basically a guarantee. Now let's do some birthdays as well. Quite a few birthdays. I had a lot of birthdays yesterday. We'll start with David. David, you turned 55 today. I know this because your partner Kyla wrote to us and said that you, David, have been watching since the depths of lockdown. I like that description. That's exactly how lockdown felt to me, like it had depths. And I gather there will be chocolate cake in abundance for your birthday. And Kyla again came up with a lovely phrase. She said a shout out on Cracking the Cryptic would be the metaphorical icing, but the actual icing will be marshmallow. So David, it sounds like you're in good hands there. I hope you have a great birthday, and I hope the cake is good. Next, John, your wife Jackie wrote to us and said that you'd be very surprised that she'd written in and requested a shout out. So I hope you are. And I know that she is also trying to arrange you chocolate cake for today. So, John, I hope that mission was successful, and many happy returns. Nick, your best friend Dakota wrote to us. I love the name Dakota. Described you as an amazing man and medic, and said that she looks forward to your texts every day. So, Nick, I hope you have a great birthday today, as does your best friend Dakota. Next, another best friend, this time over in Poland, Tonya. Tonya, you've turned 24. And I know this because your best friend, I'm going to say Gosia. It could be pronounced, the G could be pronounced as an H. I'm just not sure. It could be Hosier. But it is written Gosier, so I hope that's correctly, I'm pronouncing it correctly there. Gosier said that you love purple, you love crosswords, frogs and sea creatures. And you're a lovely person, and the two of you bake cakes together, and there should be chocolate cake today. So Tonya, I hope that's right. Many happy returns on your 24th birthday. Then Will, it's your 30th birthday today, and I know this because your partner Susan wrote to us and told us that you've been watching for years, and Susan was kind enough to say that she finds the videos optimistic. Well, yeah, I hope they're optimistic. We certainly approach the puzzles in an optimistic way, no matter how hard they may be. And then finally, over there in Belgium, it's Wim's birthday today, and the baker at Maggie's Bakery in Bruges has made something really quite lovely. Look at this. That does look delicious. That's got quite a good ratio of icing to cake as well. So Wim, many happy returns. And that, I think, is all the news. So let's get on with the Adventures of Finkz, Rat Run 17 at Trapdoors by the great Marty Sears. Now, I did remember today to snip, oh, it's not in the right place though, to snip the sort of the text that accompanies each of these puzzles. So Experiment 17, Peach, 4th of December 1974. When the shock cages were first introduced, it was clear that Finkz was thriving on the challenge of avoiding the hazards. My hope is that the new trapdoors in this Peach maze will spark a similar sense of thrill and excitement, and help to re-energize Finkz. The buttons will allow her to... oh, I don't know. We're going to have to read the rules to find out. And so let's do that. We've got normal Sudoku rules apply, and that means we've got to put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. Now, the aim of the experiment, Marty could get me with this, by the way, because I sort of gloss over this part of the rules. Finkz the rat must reach the cupcake by finding a path through the maze. The path must not visit any cell more than once, cross itself, or pass through any thick maze walls. As well as moving orthogonally, Finkz may move diagonally if there's a 2x2 space in which to do so, but may never pass diagonally through a round wall spot on the corner of a cell. So let's go to the line drawing tool. So she couldn't do that, for instance, because this sort of round wall spot prevents it. Similarly, we couldn't do that. But we could do that. That would be okay. That would be okay. So just, hunt for 2x2. So that would be okay. Hunt for 2x2 spaces. That is the way to do it. Otherwise, we're moving orthogonally from cell to cell. Trapdoors. Each rectangular trapdoor has a different total, brackets the sum of its 2 digits. Finkz should not step on a trapdoor without first locking it shut, making it safe to cross. Buttons. To make it safe to step on a trapdoor, Finkz must first press all the circular buttons that match the colour of the trapdoor. A digit on a coloured button indicates how many buttons of that colour contain that digit. So that's a circles rule, isn't it? So a digit on a coloured button indicates how many buttons of that colour contain that digit. So if that digit's a 5, we would have to put 5 5s into the blue buttons altogether. So we could do that, I think, probably. Maybe like that. I don't think any of that's breaking Sudoku. And then we'd have to fill the other buttons with different numbers, but subject to the same rules. So if that was a 4, you'd have to put 4 4s into the blue buttons. No, that's impossible. It's impossible if I do it that way. It might be possible if I shift this round a little bit. Yes, there and there. So you could do that. And then we'd have to have, well, the 3 buttons left could be 2 2s and a 1, or 3 3s. We'd have to work it out. Now, One more rule, the test constraint, the most important rule. In this experiment, the correct path will be entropic, i.e. every group of 3 adjacent cells along the path must contain one low digit, which is a 1, 2 or a 3, one medium digit, a 4, 5 or a 6, and one high digit, a 7, 8 or a 9. So let me just deal with that quickly. So imagine the path did this. You have to look at 3 cells along the path, and those 3 cells would have to be one of each entropy. So if we have colours corresponding to entropies. And the important thing to know, I hope this doesn't count as solving, but it's helpful if you've never seen entropic lines before, is that you can then, you know what the entropy of this cell is. Because in this sequence of 3 cells along the path, we haven't had a green entropic digit yet. So say green was high, 7, 8 or 9, this must have a high digit, that would have to be there. So you get this every 3 cells, you get a repeat of an entropy. And that is almost certainly going to be important here. Anyway, do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. But now, I get to play. Let's get cracking. Now, this is quite a busy maze this time, isn't it? There's a lot going on here. To get to the cupcake, I've got to go through a blue trapdoor. Yeah, that does seem to be right. You always have, the other thing is, if you've never done one of these puzzles before, Marty will try to do the most bonkers thing. The path here will be the most complicated thing imaginable. Don't ever think that you can just go like this and get the cupcake. That will never be the answer, or it won't until April Fool's Day. So if we have, what does it mean if you go through the cupcake? You've got to turn on the buttons or something. To make it safe to step on a trapdoor, you've got to press all of the blue buttons. Right, well that's quite helpful. So all of the blue buttons are on the path. So let's go to the path drawing tool. Should we use black? Yeah, let's use black. So how do you get to that button? There's only one way, isn't it? You've got to go across the top there, which is going to force you into this button, which is good. This button, there's no way, no, there is no way. I paused there because I just wondered whether you could do that, but you can't. No, see again, look, it's so easy to make a mistake. I was about to say you've got to go through there. You don't. You could do that. That one? Oh, yeah, this one. How do you get to that? You've got to go in and stay in. So that's probably forced. What about this one? Ah, right. Yeah, I think that one I've got to go like that, don't I? And that sent me into the red trapdoor. So I've now got to get all the red ones on the path as well. Ah, there we go. So this one is on the path because that's it's in a tunnel. Oh, so we didn't do the rinky dink to get this blue one. We've hit this blue one by sort of force of nature, having been forced down the passage to pick up this red one. I've got to get in the corner now. Is that forced, or could you do that? Don't know, actually. I'm actually not sure. If you do that, then you've got to do that. But Finkz is an end of the loop. Well, not loop, but an end of the path. Yeah, I think it's fine. I think... Oh no, that wouldn't work. But maybe that would work. And then that would work, yeah. I think we don't know. I mean, we know we have to get to that red... We have to get to the corner somehow. That's certainly true. But I don't think we know how we get to the corner. So what else do we have to get? Do we have to get yellow? because that would require this to be, although that again could be reached in a variety of ways. I'm not sure. Okay, so what do we do now? Okay, what we'll do now is we will count circles. I should probably have started with this, I didn't think about it. So let's do... Actually, do the circles... Do you have to... I definitely think red and blue, I've got to make the circles add up. But if, say the yellow one wasn't visited, do the yellow buttons have to act as circles or not? Let me just go back to the rules. We've got... Certainly if you want to go on a trapdoor, you've got to hit the buttons first. And a digit on a coloured button indicates how many buttons of that colour can... It doesn't say that. So probably we've actually got to make the yellow... Whether or not the yellow buttons are visited, you probably have to... well, make the digits that we... So we could put... If we put 4 in, for example, there would be 4... yellow 4s, which would be correct. So these are going to... These can't be 2 2s, can they? Because if we put 2 in one, there will be 2 2s, but the other 2 circles then couldn't be filled, because you'd have to either put in another 2 and then there would be 3 2s, or you couldn't factorise the remaining digits. So these squares, I think, are from 1, 3 and 4. The red squares, of which there are 6... So it's either 6, it's not 6, I can't put 6 into there, because if I put 6 into a red button, I have to put 6 6s in the red buttons, and that's going to cause 2 6s here, look. In fact, 5 won't work either. Look at that, that's really cool. So could we put a 5 here, for example? Now I've got to put 5, I've got to somehow create 5 red 5s, or 5 red 5s, 5 buttons. 5 red buttons with 5 in. I could put 1 in this column, 1 in this row, that's 2, 1 there, 3, 1 there, 4, it won't work. So 4 is also the maximum digit in red, but we might be able to do better than that. Let's just think about that for a second. Yeah, how? Oh no, we could. Sorry, I was going to say you can't put 3 in, because then you would require another 3, but you can make 6 with 3, 2 and 1. So that's not true, what I was about to say. No, okay, that doesn't work. And blue, there's just an absolute multitude of blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Which is quite a lot. Although, so the maximum size of digit you could put in a blue circle is 7. And the reason I say 7 is that there is no blue circle in that box of the Sudoku, and no blue circle in that box of the Sudoku. So there are a maximum of 7 7s in the rest of these boxes, 1 in each box. So there's no way, if I put 8, for example, in this circle, I would need to avail myself of a blue button with an 8 on it, either here or here, in order to get up to that total. So 7 is the most, and but there are loads of ways of making up 12. Actually, it would be interesting if the red and the yellow buttons take a lot of the low digits away. That might be interesting. Oh, well, or do we do entropy? What's going on here? Red, yeah, the problem is 4 could come into these buttons. And 4 is from the middle entropy. Hang on. What's going on here? Let me just think about that. So whatever entropy this blue one is the same as that one. I'm just going to do some colouring for a second. Whatever entropy that one is the same as that one. Whatever entropy this one is the same as that one, and they are all different entropies. So that's it, isn't it? Hang on, that is it. Oh, that's sick. If that's... hang on, I'm not completely convinced that this is true, but if it is, I now know how the blue buttons work. And the reason I know is how do we make 12 using different entropies? If the highest... that means I have to have a 7, 8 or a 9. Because I've got 3 different entropies. So one of these is high entropy, don't know which one, but whichever one is high entropy, we know it can't be bigger than 7, because I can't create a button with an 8 or a 9 in it in this puzzle. So it's going to be 7 and then 2 digits to add up to 5, which can't be 2 and 3, because 2 and 3 are from the same entropic set. So it's going to be 7, 1, 4. I think simply as a result of row 1, which is absolutely beautiful. I can't see why that's wrong. These 3 entropies... yeah, I think it's right. I do think it's right. So the blue digits are the digits 1, 4 and 7. And only one of them could be a 1, therefore. And there must be a 7. Yeah. There must be a blue 7 in every box of the Sudoku that is not box 7 and box 9, where there is no blue dot or blue button. So that's a 7. That's a 7. That's a 7. Oh no, that's still good. That's a 7. That's the only blue dot in, or blue button in box 2. Therefore, that's a 7 by Sudoku. One of these 3 has to be a blue 7. And one of these has to be a blue 7. 2, 3, 4. That's all of them. Right. So let's take 7 out of the other ones. Well, actually not these. So, right, this is lovely. One of those, well, one of these is a 1, one of them's a 4. They're in the same box of the Sudoku. So the blue 1 is definitely in box 3. So there's no other blue ones. So that's a 4. This is gorgeous, because now that being a 4 by Sudoku makes that a 4, that a 1. This this is now a 4-7 pair, and all of a sudden we are off to the races here. This has got to be now okay, this is genuinely exciting for me, because ever since Sven introduced this new snow effect for Christmas for a 3 in the corner, I have not had a 3 in the corner, but that seems to be a 3 in the corner. And if it's a 3 in the corner... Oh, Christmas tree, how lovely are your corners. That's going to be my... It's not going to be that 3 in the corner. Not over the Christmas period. Oh, that's great. So now we've got... Oh, hang on. Having mouse blippage. Okay, well, if I've got a yellow 3... I've got to have 3 yellow 3s. So these now don't involve 4 anymore. Now which one of these is 1? Do we know? we've only got one 1 in the grid. This square is a 2 or a 3. So that doesn't tell us. We might be able to work out what the red ones have to be now. Let's just think about that for a second or two at least. We know this digit is a 2, I think, by entropy. Because in this sequence of 3, we have to have a low entropic digit. We've had a middly, we've had a high, so that's got to be low, and it can only be 2. So this is middly, and that's 5 or 6. This is high and is 8 or 9. This top row has been absolutely magnificent, hasn't it? Oh, no. Well, nearly. 7 in this box is in one of those two squares. Seven in this box is in one of 3 positions. That digit is a high digit by entropy. Look at the line here. So that digit's 7, 8 or 9. But we don't know the entropy of this one. That would be very useful, wouldn't it? Because then we would... Or do we? If we know it up here, do we know it down here? I sort of feel like we probably do. Let me think about that. So here it's going middle, low, high, middle, low. Here it's going high. Does it have to go high, middle, low? Or does it depend whether the loop is... If Finkz... I'm not sure, actually. I have a feeling it does have to go high, middle, which would make that a 4. Low, but I'm not absolutely sure. Hang on, I've had another thought actually. I've got, okay. Right, something I hadn't actually been thinking about fully, but I will do now. Oh no, I'm wrong anyway. I was going to say that Finkz can't go along here, because doesn't she have to visit all of the blue buttons before she goes on the blue trapdoor? Well, she does have to do that. But then I've suddenly realised there's an entrance there into the trapdoor. So Finkz could go here, here. I think it's difficult to do this. I have a feeling Finkz has to go vertical initially. And we haven't confirmed that she goes into the yellow trapdoor. Oh goodness, I don't know what to do here. Let me think. Can we get... Oh, Maverick's going to fly over. It's very late for Maverick. Do we know what this does somehow? We know that... Right, we know that the red digits add up to 6, don't we? So they are either a 2-4 pair at this point, which would have 2 entropies associated with it, or they're a 1-2-3 triple and they have 1 entropy associated with them. Now if they were a 1-2-3 triple, how would that work? I'm just trying to work out how Finkz collects enough digits that aren't low. These 3 digits would all then be low, wouldn't they? Well, they would. And they'd all have to be visited by the path. So if Finkz... hang on, how do we do this with any sort of actual... If this was low, this would be middly. So the next digit from here would have to be middly, which would have to be Finkz herself. So the path would go like this. And that doesn't work. Right, that's complicated, but it's true. Right, so what I'm saying is, if we imagine for a moment that the red buttons are made up of only low entropic, only 1s, 2s and 3s. So there's going to be 3 3s, 2 2s and a 1. Then, what happens here? Because these are going to all be low entropy. From here we need to see a middle for our next digit in this box. One of these has to be the next digit, it must be a middle, and this is low, remember. So this has to be the next digit, and that's the start of the path. So the path's going up here. But at some point during the path, in fact, the other reason this doesn't work is that we'd have to re-enter box 7 somehow. Let me show you that. We'd have to do this. Then we have to re-enter box 7. We have to re-enter box 7, go into the corner, and then come out again like that. And that's going to be 2 sequential digits of the same entropy. And we'd never get out of the box. So that's just total and utter nonsense. Now that's going to be important because now the red buttons do not contain 1, 2, and 3. They in fact contain 2 and 4, which is the only other construction that will work. And that means, somewhat unlikely, it's a somewhat unlikely point, but that must be a 4. This must be a 2. Oh yeah, these are going to be a 2-4 pair then, aren't they? Because they're in the same column and we've only got 2 digits to choose from. So that's the 2 2s. That's beautiful, Marty. So that's the 2 2s. I don't know which one of these is a 2, but we've got 1 there, 1 there, so those are both 4s, which makes this a 2 and that a 4, so we get a 2 in the corner down here. And therefore, who knows what that means? Well, now this digit is definitely low entropy, and that is, unfortunately, not very interesting. So this is 5 or 6, that's middle entropy in this sequence. And we can't go, so we need a low entropy in this box, which is either going to be Finkz herself, although I think I'm now happy that that's not possible. I don't think we go into Finkz next, because if we do, we're going to run into this same problem, which is I have to visit this 2 in the corner. And the only way of visiting it now is like that, and I can't get the path out of box 7, because this is the start of the path. So the path's going to do this, come round the corner and hit itself, and create a sort of Italy shape in the grid. So actually we don't go there, but we have to visit a low digit, so we must go there. And now the next digit is middly. Well, now we've got a real problem, actually, because how do you get into the corner? We can't go directly from this yellow to the corner, because they're the same entropy. So the only way of going into the corner, given that this diagonal strut is not possible, is via a straight. We just must go into the corner and out. But we still, hang on, we've still got to get to this 4 as well. So the only way to get to the 4 is like that. That. Good grief, that's complicated. So we have to, we basically spend all the time we possibly can in box 7. And now, so now we understand the entropy, don't we? How the entropy starts. I haven't worked it out yet, but we are going to understand it. Because this digit is high, because we haven't had a high in that 3-cell segment. So that's 8 or 9. This digit is low. Oh, that's well, 1 or 3. There's a 1-3 pair now. So this digit is middly, 5 or 6. This digit is high, 8 or 9. So that's an 8-9 pair. That seems to have to be a 7, therefore. And this is middly. So Finkz herself is middly. Right, let's just take a look at this and see if it looks sensible. So we go middly, low, high, middle, low, high, middle, low, high, middle, low, high, middle, low, low, or low, and then high again, high, or high. Okay. Wait a minute. No. How can that? High? I meant to be going high, middle, low, and I'm going high, low, middle. Oh, I know, I see. I've got it. So this is going backwards. This is really strange. Oh, no. Yeah, well, okay, that digit is it's actually, in fact, it's a 1. I hadn't actually realised this. There's a 3 and a 2 looking at it. It's low entropy because it's middle entropy on its right and high entropy on its left. So it is a 1. That's going to give me a 3 here. Now, I've only got... I'm getting distracted. No, I want to come back to this because the reason this is weird to me is that we've established the ordering of the entropy, which from the start is going, basically it's going high, middle, low, high, middle, low, high, middle, low. That's the way to think about it. It's a descending sequence all the time. But this is not, because imagine this was the same direction as Finkz is going in. It should be going high, middle, low. It doesn't. So what is actually happening is that here the path is sort of going this way. It's going from right to left. And if this was high, that would work because we would be going high, middle, low, etc. So somehow, I don't think that Finkz can go left now. I might be wrong, but if she goes left, she can't. Let's just have a look at it. Just humour me for a moment. She'd have to go up. She can't avoid, if she goes left, she can't avoid hitting this, because this has to get out of this area of the grid, and it would throw the entropy the wrong way. So Finkz either does that or that, and this, well, this must go up through there because it must. But we don't have to go in the corner until we establish that we have to go through the yellow trapdoor. Goodness, this is really quite complicated. Yeah, so we're going that way. Then this is going to bump into this. No, it is. If it didn't, and it went out through there, this would be stranded. So this somehow will connect to this. And this is going high, middle, low. So that's fine. So this cell needs to go to a middle, which could be here. And we've got to do all this. No, that's fine, isn't it? Providing we pick up... We've got to pick up all the reds before we get to here on the path. Is it actually possible to pick up all these yellows before we hit this on the path? Because we're here, we're going this way, so we could... Oh no, it's very possible. It's very possible. Although, having done that, your opportunity for... Let me show you this with a different colour for a moment. So let's say we did... I'm not sure about how the order would work exactly, but something like this. So say we were in this world. It's very difficult. We could get to that square then. We'd have to do... That won't quite work. I don't know how it would work. Something like that would be how it would work. Oh, look, that's going to be right, isn't it? Although, no, I've still got to get that... I can probably just rinky-dink this. I'm so sorry, by the way, if I'm now spoiling the puzzle in some way by noting that this is a possible path. But in fact, that doesn't actually work. I can see that precise path doesn't work because the entropy doesn't work. Between the two, these two cells are both low and they're too close to each other on the path. But I have now at least convinced myself that it's possible to... or it's probably possible for the yellow trapdoor to be in play and relevant. So, how do we do this now? So what do we need from here? We need a low digit, which is either going to be here or here. Oh, I've got a 1 there. So that's a 3. That's a 1. That's my 1 yellow 1. So that's a 3. There's a 3. It could be on the cupcake. It's down here somewhere. 1 is in one of those 3 squares. 6, 8, 9. And the next thing we're going to do is... I don't know, actually. We do have to visit that 7. And then the next cell we're going to take is middly. Yeah, that's interesting. So doesn't this have to be middly? And the reason I say that is we can't go directly from the 7 to the 4. Because there's this round wall spot in the way of that. And I don't think there's another way. So I don't think we're going to be able to sort of go over here and then somehow come back and pick up this 7. That 7 is cul-de-saced if we were to do that. So we're going to have to pick this 7 up. This is huge actually, because that's going to force the path up there. We can't do this, this, and this, because that's not middly. So we're going to have to go there, there, down to a middly here. Down again to a low here, across here. We're definitely not entitled to go into the trapdoor yet. We haven't picked up all our blue. In fact, we're going to have to go there. So if I've messed this up if the entropy doesn't work, because I can't see another way of traversing this box. So what we need is that's going to be a 2. It's got to be low. It's not 1 or 3. Then this is middly, which is 5 or 6. This is low, 1 or 3. Not actually, it's 1 in fact. So this isn't 1. This is it is working because that's middly and that's what it should be. So that's 8 or 9. This is middly going into a low, and we can't go this way, can we? Because we're going to bump into the red trapdoor before we've picked up all the red buttons. So we have to then go up into the 3. And now we need a high digit. Well, I mean, I just want to go there because then it will go medium, low, high, and it looks like it's going to work. But I mean, can it do this? High? I mean, could it do something like high, medium, low, or high, medium, low? I don't know. It might be possible, and in a Marty Sears puzzle, if it might be possible, it probably is what happens. Okay, so instead of that, what on earth do we look for next? Wasn't there a rule about the size of the trapdoors? Let me just go back and look at the rules again. Each rectangular trapdoor, yeah, has a different total. Some of it's 2 digits. Oh no, I know nothing. Don't know anything about that. Okay, sorry. Right. How have we ended up in this square? We haven't come this way, have we? So we must come down from the 4, which is middly. Yeah, so that entropy is working. This is a low digit, 1, 2, or 3. So we need a high digit next. That could be anywhere. Well, probably not literally anywhere, but it could be in a lot of places. So where does that one go next? That needs a middly, which could be the 4. How do we pick up the 7? Hang on. How does this work? I've got to pick up the 7. Oh, I'm not sure. I've got to pick up the 7. If I pick up the 7 with this strand, I'm not allowed to bump into yellow to do it, because I haven't activated all the yellow buttons yet. I don't know, you can't do that. Because to get to that 7, I'd have to do that rinky-dink in order to not hit the yellow trapdoor. And 7 doesn't go into 3, it doesn't go high to low entropy, does it? It goes high to medium entropy. So that 7 is picked up somewhere between here and here. And the same might be true then of that 3. Well, so how do you get to this 7 then? You must come through there, don't you? There's no other way to get to it. So you must come through there. Oh no, hang on. Now oh well, okay, no, that could work. Because now if I'm over in column 7 now, and I've got to get back to here, then that's got to be true as well. And that gives me another entropy. So that's 8 or 9. And now I should have low entropy, which could be the 3. Yes, that's it. Actually, hang on. That's it. Look at this. So we're going this way. Finkz is going this way. So the next digit before this digit is a low digit. That digit cannot be low. It sees 1, 2, and 3. So that's not where the path goes. Now, it could be there, actually. It might have to be. Because if it's not there, it's there, and this is low, but then where do we get the middly that sits between the high and the low? There's nowhere to get it from because we're not allowed to go into the... Oh, but are we allowed to go into the trapdoor? Oh, bobbins, you know we might be. Well... Oh, goodness, actually, yeah, because if we've activated the 3... So what I'm now wondering is, do we do that, activate this 3, and then I could do that? And that would give me the space I need. Oh no, this is horrific. Okay, but what we can't do is that. Because that would imply that we haven't... if we go here, at this point in Finksz's journey, we haven't been entitled yet to occupy this square. And if that's true, well, hang on, is that okay then? Maybe I could go down here to a middly and then to a low. Maybe that's fine. Yeah, no, actually, I'm very unsure now. So what do I know? I don't think I know. I don't think I know anything. Oh, okay. No, here's something no, I don't know that. No, hang on. If I go this way, that cannot be right, can it? Because now I can't bump into the 3, it's too soon in terms of low entropy. So I'd have to go there, and that's not going to work because this is stranded. So, okay, so I have to go up. And I need to get to this square. But I'm getting to it at a point in the loop where I haven't been entitled. I haven't activated, or I haven't secured, or whatever it is. I haven't locked up the trapdoor. So I definitely don't think I'm allowed to go into the trapdoor cell. But I have to visit this cell. So this has sort of become a corner. So the loop... The 7 can't go into the 3. Because that's wrong. If we're going in this direction somehow, aren't we? So I think we have to do this, and therefore this digit is middly, and this digit, so we're working backwards on the loop now. This digit is low and is 3. Oh, but now I've got myself in a pickle because I know I've got to get this one on the loop as well. So I now need a middly. But it can't be that middly because then I can never get to this square. But then I need a high. Oh, that could be a high. Oh, good grief. This is so complicated. Right, so I've got to go. I think I go middly to here, high to here, and then back out to the low. So I go here, here. Whoopsie. Here, here. Here, here. And now I need... Well, now it's correct if I go diagonally. But I'm wondering whether I could go... No, I can't go there to a high, because then I would go there next, and that would be 2 highs in a row. So that is how I move through box 3. And I must... Oh, no, I don't know. So that is high, but it's just not visited. That's so strange. Right, so that's 5 or 6 in the top row. I'm just going to double check that this is going correctly. So I've got high, middle, low, 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 high. So that's middle, and it's not 4. So that's 5 or 6 probably. And I have picked up all of my red buttons before I visited this square. So that gives us some confidence. And the strangest thing is that I don't think the yellow thing is used. I mean, that is really peculiar because Marty loves to... Well, I mean, he certainly has made that as complicated as he possibly could. And, okay, this is a 5 or 6 by Sudoku in this row. We haven't placed 1, 5 or 6, so that's a 5, 6 pair. So we need 8, 9 and 2 into these squares. 2, 8, 9. Now, where's a 2 looking at those? Nowhere. This is getting very difficult to see as well, isn't it, with this black line? I probably shouldn't have used a black line. We need a high digit for this one's next digit, so it's not that one. And then we need a low digit. And do we have to? We don't have to visit the 3 in the corner now because we don't need access to the yellow trapdoor. Yeah, so the only buttons that we do need to make sure we visit now are these 2 buttons. Okay, well that's interesting. This digit is not a 1 anymore because of this one. That digit is a 3, in fact, by Sudoku. There's probably a lot of Sudoku I could do here. Let's double click 3s and see if we can improve our knowledge of the world. Yes, 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 yes. Where's the 3 in box 6? It's there. Let's keep going. Where is the 3? Oh, no, okay, we're going to get a slight... We've got 2 3s here and 2 3s here, but we did do quite well. Let's do 2s. Yeah, where's 2 in box? 2 is there by Sudoku. That's a peculiar low digit. Is that a good low digit for the path or a bad low digit? I don't know. 1s. Let's double click 1s. Oh, there might be something to do with 1s. Yes, where is 1 in this box? By Sudoku, it's on the path. So this is a 1. There's a 1. Oh, this is a 1 3 pair. We might get another 3 in the corner because we've got 1 3 looking at these squares. So this column, we need the partner for this, which is 5 or 6. So I've now got a 5 6 pair in this row. So what do we need? 2 4 7 8 9. So these can't be 4 or 7. So these are from 2 8 9. That's an 8 or a 9. These are 2. And that's 2 8 or 9, I think. Two, 4, 7, 8, 9. 2 4 8 9. 2 7 8 9. I mean that is appalling. I'm very, very sorry about making those pencil marks. That's completely unwarranted. 8 and 9 goes here. 8 and 9 goes there. Okay, I've now got an 8 9 pair in this column, so that seems to have to be a 2. So these are not 2. That could be on the path, but we don't. Oh no, that is on the path. Because how do we actually get to the cupcake? Given we can't come through this entrance, we have to go through this square. So that is on the path. In fact, what's going on in this column? Oh, 1, 5 and 6 to place. I'm not sure we can do that. There might be a way, but I can't see it immediately. 1, 5 and 6. Okay. All right, let's think again. Right. Where do you think we look next? We shall look at... I don't know. I don't know where to look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. 5, 6, 8s, 9s over here as well. No, this is a 5 or a 6 by Sudoku. So this is a 5 6 pair. So this is an 8 9 pair. That square's become a 2. This is an 8 9 pair. These digits are 2, 5 and 6 by Sudoku. Ah, that's huge. Right, so the path does not turn left here. Because if it does that, it has to go 3 cells in a row without a high entropy digit. So that's wrong. So it must go down there, which still works. We go high, middle, low. So now we need high, which could be that one. Yeah. Okay. Goodness me, I don't know. Oh, we can't go there. We can't go from 7 into the same entropy digit. Which way is the loop going at this? Because this was where the loop went funny. Yeah, oh, no, it sort of makes more sense now. It's going this way. So it needs a middly digit, which is that one. And then it needs a low digit, which is that one. And then it needs a high digit, which is that one. So it does a little rinky-dink in that 2 by 2. Then this must be a middly digit, which is a 5 or a 6. And then we need a low digit, which could be that. Or no, it can't be the 3. You can't go to the 3 in the corner, because then you need a high digit, and there's none available. So we must go to the 2, and then we need a high digit, and there's only one place for that, which is there. And that can be high. It is 8 or 9. So then we need. Well, then we have. Then we have to go there. Otherwise, we're going to get lost on the path. Okay. I've got 8s and 9s and 5s and 6s all over the place. And the path is, it's becoming clearer, if you can really say that. I am loving this, by the way. I don't know how Marty sets these. They are so clever and intricate and weird. Now, what do we do next? It could easily be Sudoku now, couldn't it? And I just won't see it. I'm almost tempted to sort of colour my 5s and 6s or my 8s and 9s. Would that be useful? I don't know. Okay, look at this column just for a second, because we have got a 5-6 pair and we have got a 4-7 pair. So actually 1, 8 and 9 are the only digits missing in this column, and they go into those squares. Now, that doesn't do it. It's really close to being useful, but it doesn't. Okay. Alright, so what do we do now then? We could ask about... I don't know. We could double click 1s. That is... Well, no, that was almost useful, but then not useful. Okay, let's keep plotting the entropic digits then. So from here, we've actually arrived here on the path, haven't we? And I think we have preserved everything the way it's meant to work until we've got here. So we know that the next digit is not this one because we need a high digit. So it's either here or here. But then we could turn down here and go medium, low. Could this be high? Very much so. Could that be medium? I don't know, but quite possibly. Oh no, that couldn't be low. That wouldn't... Okay, so that's possibly interesting. Right, I think by entropy, and I might be wrong here, the only way we end up down in this position is if this is also low, which it's not, because we're basically forced along the bottom row of the grid. So we don't go that way, but we have to visit that cell, this cell here, because these buttons have to be visited. So this is sort of a corner, therefore. So we must come down here, mustn't we? That's the only way of getting into this part of the grid. And then we must go down there. But then, well, so we know that this is high and low. Sorry, high and middly. So we know that we're going in the direction of the cupcake in going high middly. So it must be in the order of high middly. Otherwise the world hasn't worked and the entropy hasn't worked. So it has to be in that order. So that's not set. Oh, whoopsie. What's going on here? I want to take 7 out of this square, and I totally missed my digits. So that's not 7. This is 4, and then we need low, which could well be that one. I mean, if it was this one, then we'd need high next, and we can't get that. So we have to go there. And then we need high. And that could be that one, or it could be the cupcake if the cupcake can be high. I'm not sure whether the cupcake can be high, but it might be able to be. But that digit is definitely not high. That's definitely low, because it's next to high, and that's how the ordering works. So that becomes a 1. This becomes a 5-6 pair. That becomes a 1. This becomes not a 1. I've got an 8-9 pair here. I've got an 8-9 pair here, so this is 5 or 6. Right, so what's going on here? This must be 389 down at the bottom. With the cupcake. Oh no, so we could go... Oh no, we could do all sorts of rinky-dinkage. We could go here, here, here. In fact, what's to stop us not doing that? Oh, I suppose... Yeah, we're going to have to know what this is. That's what we're going to have to know in order to fix how the path's going to work. Okay. Ah, so this is now a 3. Look, oh, we're not getting a second 3 in the corner. I'm sorry about that. That's not 3 anymore. So this is 3. Ah, yeah, so now we know the cupcake is now high. And that means that we're going high, medium, low. We're going high next. But if we went here, we'd then go medium. We'd then have to go low. And the cupcake is not low. So we go direct to the cupcake. And this row now has an 8-9 pair and 2s, 5s and 6s to place into these squares. This is definitely not 7. Oh, so can we... Yes, we know where the 7 goes, apparently, in this box. So I've got a 2, 5, 6 triple. So I must have a 4, 8, 9 triple to accompany that. Ah, no, I've got an 8, 9 pair, so that's a 4. I've just got 5, 6s, 8s, 9s everywhere. And somehow the path is going to sort this out for me. Oh, no, there's that other rule. There was another rule about not making things add up to the same thing. So, I mean, I can see that means... If these had to be different, you couldn't put 6 here and 5 here, because they would both add up to 8. But I'm not sure whether they do have to be different. They might do, I'm not sure. Shall we just try and... Let's just have a quick look at the 5s and the 6s. I'm just trying to see if there's a way I can see myself clear to... I feel like, yeah, they are different. They're definitely... Oh, that's beautiful, Marty. Yeah, I can do it through this mechanism. Right, whatever this is, let me just give it a colour for a moment. Oh, that really didn't work. Let me give it, let me put a red circle around it. Right, whatever this is, we can ask where it goes in box 9. It goes there. So it is axiomatically different from this cell by Sudoku. And once they're different, that's huge. Because now we can ask what happens if this is 5. We know this is 6, and that adds up to 8, and that adds up to 8, and that doesn't work. Because we're told expressly that we're not allowed to do that. So this is 9, this is 7. Ah, look, and now this one can't be 8, because that would add up to 9, and we're not allowed that. So this one adds up to 10. And now, this is what's disambiguating these 8s and 9s, look. So let's hope that continues through the grid. 8, 9, 8, 9... 8, 9, 8, 9. Oh, don't stop there. 8. Yeah, no, it's still going. 9 and 8. Have I got all the 9s? Yes. Have I got all the 8s? Yes. Now, okay, so now these can't be 6. That's a 6. So that's a 6. That's a 5. That's a 5, 6. It's just going to go. This is what's going to solve the puzzle. Good grief. Please don't. What's going on now? Oh, it's going to. No, we've still got path to do actually. 5 there. Right. So we've gone high, medium, low. So we need high. That's that, isn't it? That's the only. Oh, whoopsie, that's the only digit that's high in its vicinity. We then need to go, oh, I see. We have, oh, actually does this work? Or, no, it does work, I think. Okay. So we know we need medium and then low. And we could do something like that, but then we need high, and we need to get a medium in as well. I don't think there's enough space to sort of go up here and then we'd have to cross, the path would have to cross. So I think the only way we can get to this one is with alacrity and do that. And that's going to make this a 6. And that's going to disambiguate this final deadly pattern. Good. I think, well, that seems to me to be correct in terms of logic. So let's put it in and claim that we have reached the correct solution. So let's just go quickly through. So medium, low, high, 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 medium, low, nori, nori, high, medium, low, high, medium, low. That is okay. High, medium, low, 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 high, medium, low. Yep, we're still okay here, I think. That's good. That's good. 742 is good, and then back to high. That is unbelievable. Oh, you know the moment you tick it and there's a flood of text that it's not saying, this doesn't work. Right, what does it say? Experiment completed successfully. Test date 4th of December 1974. Cells visited 57. Buttons pressed 21. Despite being unfamiliar with the buttons, Finkz showed no reluctance in pressing those necessary to lock the red and blue trapdoors, and was quick to realise, was she? That she needn't concern herself with pressing all the yellow ones. I hope that she enjoyed the task. I did. Elliot keeps reminding me that it's crucial that Finkz stays motivated for what's to come in the next phase. 450 people. Marty, I mean, that is such a testament to the quality of this man's mind. Honestly, 450 people have sought this out to play it themselves and solved it. So it's going to be more than that who've probably started it and haven't quite got through it yet. It's fabulous. It's fabulously inventive. Every one of these puzzles is original, and they're just something to look forward to every week. They really are. I adore them. Let me know in the comments how you got on. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind. We'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.